Okay. Yeah, this will be recorded too. So good morning or good afternoon, guys. So welcome to Parent Lab. Again, Miss Amber, of course, is still our facilitator for Parent Lab. So she'll be doing all the organization. We just like last year, if you were here at the beginning of the year last year, I think actually Tammy wasn't here at the beginning of this first meeting last year when we did Parent Lab. We like just kind of go over a little overview of it was the first Parent Lab of last year. No, I think you were having a baby. Yeah, it was the only one you missed. And so what we did was, and what we'll do this year too, is like we kind of went over some of the data from last year, from the school year. I did it last time too. So we're gonna go over a little bit about our data. I'd just like to introduce ourselves first. Again, Rick Santos, principal, my vice principal, Dr. Rocca. We're just gonna kind of recap some things from last year, a few things this year. It shouldn't be that long of a meeting. So we want to just kind of start off all the time with Parent Lab norms, okay? So just so remember here, and we'll probably do that next time too. One of the things we noticed this time was we unfortunately didn't change the dates of our excellent attendance pizza with Parent Lab. So it kind of cleared out most people. Otherwise, we could have probably had a bigger turnout. You want to go back to the norms? Yeah. So back to here, some of the norms will probably be coming up every time too. So just for all of us too, and those of you who will watch now or watch later, because I know some people will be watching later too, just we want to make sure that when we're in Parent Lab, we're going to be present and engaging. That means really kind of focusing on what we're talking about, what the topic is, and keeping the volume down so people can hear and listen to what we have. And usually we'll have mics too with a speaker. We don't have it out this time, but we'll have that. Some confidentiality. So a lot of things that are discussed are really confidential, sometimes for your student. Other people's students, we want to make sure that we are respecting that. We want to have cell phones put away. Right now, I know we're test driving that, but for the most part, it'll be on Teams, yeah. So for the most part, though, we want to make sure that we are cell phones are off, not having conversations or side conversations, those kind of things too.
Come on in.
So that's what's happened with that. Being respectful, only speaking for yourself. Sometimes your thoughts and experiences are very unique to you, and not someone else. So you want to make sure that we're only speaking for ourselves on these things. Next, lift each other up. We're here to support each other, encourage each other, and no putting down. I mean, we haven't seen that, but we just want to make sure that we're respectful, not laughing at anybody else or putting them down or being disrespectful. We want to make sure we're keeping that where we need to be. Okay. Okay.
Someone got in.
All right. Who do we have?
We have Tammy.
All right. Welcome, Tammy. Thank you. Tammy is online. This is where we're going to be, but now we lost our screen. Oh, we're good?
No, we didn't.
Okay. So that's good. So that's working. Good.
Nice.
So we'll check it out. So that way we can type things in the chat too. So first thing we want to cover right here, and this is kind of like giving information to our parents. You will hear this all over the district. This is some district things that are really big. It's on board meetings. Every board meeting that we have at Fresno Unified, they're going to go over this. Every administrator, every teacher, everybody across the district is all focused on these things. And what happened was this year with our superintendent, Misty Herr, with the school board, created a new set of goals, some really overarching goals, and guardrails, which are sub goals within to kind of help those goals be accomplished. So the 4 goals of our, these are the 4 goals. These are the guardrails, right?
Those are the goals.
Yes. Where's the literacy in that?
Oh,
these aren't.
I copied the wrong slide. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Do you have it on the other one?
I didn't put the other one. I grabbed the wrong one.
These aren't the 4 goals. The 4 goals really are, and I'll just kind of go over them. The first one's early literacy. So the big goal for our district, determined by the community and the school board, is early literacy, and that's the TK, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade. So there's a real big push in first grade for literacy in first grade. So if you have a first grader, there's a lot of work and resources being piped in there because we want to make sure that our early our students early on are starting to get the skills they have for literacy for reading. And we know that like grades 1 through 3, or 1 and 2 and 3 are learning to read, and then after that, we're reading to learn. So they need to have those early literacy skills. So that's one of our goals. Second goal is literacy, a real focus on literacy. Hi, literacy from a targeted group from grades 3 to 8. So our second goal is literacy um, resources for students who are 1 or 2 grade levels below, grades 3 through 8. And then there's community engagement and health and wellness. Mm-hmm. So those are some of our big 4 goals for our district. These are some of these are some of the guardrails we had.
Yeah, I moved on. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So 4 goals, guardrails. We're gonna have more things on that too in the upcoming meeting. We'll really go over that. You'll probably see them in posters and everything too.
Okay. So the next slide is
really
our.
Hard to read, but yeah.
It's hard to read, but this is our data that we got from our SBAC scores that the kids took last May, June timeframe. And I know, I mean, I'm standing right here and I can barely read it. But basically what it boils down to is that we're all talking about DFS, distance from standard. And basically the way we explain it is like a football acronym. The closer you are to 0, the less yards you are away from the touchdown, from the end zone. So we want our kids to be at 0 or positive numbers. Overall, we're not there yet, and that's why we have the goals that the district has adopted to target those areas that we believe will push us to meeting those distance from standard. So you'll see that we did make some gains in different areas, however, so we're moving in the right direction in some areas, and then in other areas we are retooling and making some new decisions and some new moves to hopefully better align us to, good morning, or good afternoon, better align us.
Let me stay here this slide.
Go for it. No, I was just.
Oh, okay. They're a quieter toy.
No, the blocks.
They're quieter. Stuffed animals, something. One of the things we want to talk about here on this, okay, as our data, again, school-wide data, there's district data. We can always make this available for anybody who wants to see it. So just want to say overall for our school how we did. So there's 2 things we really measure. We measure a lot, like everybody measures, is the grade level standards where we at grade level. So we want, of course, we want most of our students at grade level, but one of the things we measure too is how close we're getting to and how much improvement we're making. So one of the things we measure with our teachers, because a lot of our students will get here from all these other places. They might get here, they're a 4th grader, and when they arrive, they're at a 1st grade level. And so by the end of the year, now they're at a 3rd grade level. So you say, well, on the SBAC scores, they're still below grade level. So you say, oh, your school's going to go, your 4th grader is below grade level. However, what we're also looking at is how far they moved. That teacher, maybe they did come in at a 1st grade level, and now they're in 3rd grade, they're in 4th grade, so they're below grade level. But over the course of a half a year, our teacher moved that student 2 grade levels. So we're looking at also the improvement that we're trying to do. So one of the things our teachers always do, because we get students in at all types, all around the year, different times of the year, they come in at different grade levels. At different levels, we want to make sure we're always moving them forward. Even if it's not at the very end, it says we're not at the exact one, because we have some 6th graders, they come in at a kindergarten reading level or a 1st grade reading level. But by the time they leave, they're at like a 5th grade. So they've gone like 5 years in 1 year. So it's a lot of improvement. So we look at a couple things on it. On these, it's kind of hard. You can't really read it from where you're at. Again, we can make it available. There's also there's the raw SBAC score of saying, are they at the grade level they should be? No, but then also we're looking at how far they moved that year. That's a real big indicator of their progress. So we're always looking at how much they're moving. And then also, we also measure their iReady scores too. Those are those other ones too. So like, for example, like Lukey was in 2nd grade last year. He didn't take SBAC, so he wouldn't be on the summer register here. But we could also look at his iReady scores, and we could look at some of his other movement too. So we could see his progress. We could track his progress with the diagnostics he's taking, even though he doesn't have an SBAC score yet. This year he will take SBAC, so we'll be able to measure him on the bigger scale as well. So all these things, I know they're kind of confusing. You can always ask us, or if you ever wanted to come and meet with us, say, hey, where exactly are there? Your teachers know this too. The teachers of all of your students are very, very well versed in this, especially for their individual students. So they can tell you exactly what their levels are, what their literacy, their fluency rate is, what their improvements are, where their struggles are. So these are all things these are all the metrics we use to measure our growth, to measure how to support our teachers. If we notice that we're making great gains, like before we did it in language, but not so much math. Last year we had more gains in math than we did in language arts, so we know where to structure our resources. And again, that will help with the school site council. So when we have our parents sit on school site council, we have those meetings. We start saying, where do we want to put our funding so we can like give the best resources for our school, for our teachers and our students, to keep moving them along that line to get them closer to where they need to be on grade level or beyond. Do you have any questions about any of this data? I know you can't see it here, but kind of get a rough overview of that. Again, we can make all this stuff available for you whenever you want to see it.
It's public information.
It is.
But it was a good point about, we may not be there yet, but still look at the progress and the trends and the direction that we're going. We're moving in the right direction. We're moving kids closer to the standard.
Right, and making progress. One thing we don't want to see is when we're looking at this, and we just want to see, what we look for is someone shouldn't be sliding. So if your student is on grade level or right below, and now we're looking at their scores and they're moving backwards, that's a concern for us. So we're always monitoring those things along the way. So we don't just have our SBAC at the end of the year. We have diagnosis and tests and formative assessments all along the year to make sure that the progress is still moving forward and not taking a slide. Because that's where we real big concern is on that, especially with our goals. Questions on that? Anything? For Soudan, any questions? Okay. Okay. Next, kind of want to go over a little on this. This is kind of the fun part. We don't have flicker. Okay. That's okay. You got it. Just since it's that overview of first beginning to 2025 school year staff. Okay, we're gonna kind of go over that too. So that way, because you guys might know your teacher, but all of the staff here on this campus interacts with your child. So quick slide. So there you go. So this is Miss Fernandez. So she is a teacher, grade 2, room 2. Mr. Brown, if anybody has Mr. Brown, if you see him around too, he's a teacher, grade 4. He's a 4th grade teacher in room 5. Miss Diebert is our RSP teacher. So if your student has RSP, so resource specialty performance, they need a little bit of extra assistance in reading or math, she pulls kids out. She works with all the students who are in that range in her offices, and she helps give them extra support and tutoring in reading and or math. Miss Richardson's a para, so we have paraprofessionals in the classes along with our teachers. She is with grades 4 through 6 SDC in room 11. So if you see here, she's a paraprofessional. Miss Johnson is a paraprofessional. She's in room 6 with our grades 1 through 3 SDC. So Miss Johnson, she's been here. She's one of our veterans. She's been here for a long time, but she is in room 6 supporting in that classroom. Mr. Zhang is another one of our teachers. Another great veteran teacher here. He does 5th grade, grade 5, room 10. Miss Hernandez is a para. So we have paras and teachers again in the classroom, paraprofessionals that are assisting with instruction along the classroom. So she is in grade 1 in room 4. So 1st grade, again, working with that early literacy goal. Okay. A new addition to our staff this year is Miss Baker. So Miss Baker is a teacher on special assignment, and she's really based out of room 8. So where the library is, there's an office there. She has an office there. She is actually working with everybody, the whole campus. She's assisting teachers, she's assisting students. She's doing a lot of everything. She's going to be helping with some of our assessments and tests. She'll be working with some school site council, campus culture, doing a lot of things. She's already kind of out on the field making connections with kids, supervising, playing frisbee, cheering with the girls, a whole bunch of a lot of things. And she'll be working with staff too in different capacities. So Ms. Baker is a new addition. She has not been here till this year, so she's a new teacher. She really wanted to come here. She's with us as a teacher on special assignment. Mr. Montoya, of course, is grade 6, 6th grade, room 9. So he'll be working with that. He's been out working with a golf team. He's kind of creating a golf club and a golf team. They'll be going out to the golf courses. So Mr. Montoya. Miss Abby is a RBT, so she's a registered behavior technician. So she is actually gifted to us through our Department of Prevention Intervention Department, who helps us with a lot of our social emotional learning that we have. So they send us a support staff to help with some of the behaviors, help kind of work with some of the students when they're struggling. So Miss Abby is around a lot, and she is RBT. So that is Miss Abby. Mr. Vale is a para, so you see him. He primarily works with grades 5 and 6 in rooms 9 and 10. So Mr. Vale is always out there. If you see him, you'll see him around. He's also very active on campus. He works a lot with our first and second graders all the time during recess. He's like one of their favorites. His endless energy. He's always playing with them. So Mr. Vale is a para. Miss Young is our teacher. She's our SDC teacher in room 6, grades 1 through 3. So Miss Young is on 2. She's in room 6, and she's been on 2. Great teacher. Mr. Edgar is a campus safety assistant. So we have 3 campus safety assistants. We kind of had 4 last year, but one was like a long-term sub, and Mr. Edgar is one of our campus safety assistants. This year, if you notice, they are all district-wide. They wear blue instead of yellow. If they have yellow, it means they're a sub. But the permanent CSAs across district-wide are wearing blue. Mr. Rocca, of course, is our vice principal. So Dr. Rocca. Mr. Jose is also another campus safety assistant. So you'll see him around too. He's been here last year as well. Miss Precious Zubia, our office manager. Most of the time you guys will hear her. She's always in the office, her and Miss Marta, making our calls, greeting everybody as they come. Me, the principal. Like it or not. Mr. Caesar, of course, campus safety assistant, who's been here a while from that too. So he's like, kids are probably talking about these guys a lot. One minute they really hate them, the next minute they really like them and love them, and then they hate them and they love them. But our campus safety assistants, we don't have NTAs here. I know most schools have the noontime assistants. We do not have those, and they aren't really funded for us because of our ratio of numbers. But one of the things that we have that's really good is our campus safety assistants act in almost a dual role as NTAs and campus safety assistants. That was 2 up. Just kidding. I'll be here all week. Anyway, so anyway, there are school site council we can do that. So they do go help out. Our CAs play soccer with them, basketball, football. So they are also like mentors for our students as well too. They do a really good job also of de-escalating in room 7 when they're there. So they actually calm there and de-escalate. That's kind of like one of our things that, like, if you're looking at our shirts that we have right now, kind of a play on words, but it says de-escalation X because one of the things that we really primarily focus on is the de-escalation when students are ramped up. That's the thing we want to do, and then teaching those skills to have those skills themselves. Okay. Miss Ashley, who's like right here too. She's like, yeah, Miss Ashley. She's a behavioral intervention specialist. So she's also here, like she kind of pairs with Miss Abby. They are here from BPI to help our students. They'll meet with students. They work with a caseload as well to help work on those behaviors and reduce those behaviors for our students too. They do a great job. We're so happy to have them both. They do a lot. Miss Goodrich is a teacher. She is in room 11. She's grades 4 through 6 SDC. So she's with us in her second year here, but she's there, room 11. Miss Carrasco is our 3rd grade teacher. So if you have Miss Carrasco, she's an excellent teacher as well. Very highly instructionally organized. She's our 3rd grade teacher in room 3. So Miss Carrasco. Miss Sandoval is here. She's a paraprofessional. She works with the RSP program. So she works, and she's really a direct assistant to Miss Deaver. So that's part of the RSP program. She'll also pull kids one-on-one or small groups sometimes, whatever she's instructed to do. And she's working on reading skills and extra supports in reading, maybe perhaps math too, it could be. But she's here for 3.5 hours a day. She's usually probably here from 9 to 12:30. Miss Figueroa is our 1st grade teacher. So 1st grade teacher, Miss Figueroa, she is in room 4. Great teacher, has a lot of good stuff. And of course, she's also tasked with that 1st grade early literacy because that's a 1st grade initiative. So the dual roles of getting our students acclimated into a school setting, but also really pushing hard that literacy. So a lot of challenges in room 4, but she's a great teacher. Mr. Garcia is our food service and nutrition specialist. So he's all of our meals coming from our district the district nutrition center. Mr. Garcia heats them, he preps them. He comes in here, he helps serve the food to our students. So he's the one who takes care of all our kids and our staff when for our breakfast and lunch needs. So does a great job with that. He really has a big heart for the students. Very generous in making sure the kids are fed and taken care of. Mr. Garcia. Miss Hallie is our para. So she assists Miss Fernandez in room 2 with our second graders. So Miss Hallie is here. This is her. We picked her up last year in fall. So she's here again with room 2. So her and Miss Fernandez in room 2 as second graders. She also runs music club and drawing clubs too. A lot of our paras and teachers, they also are running our clubs, our lunchtime clubs and activities for kids too. Mr. Chris, the custodian. We have our plant coordinator, Ms. Kwani, who's here from like in the morning from 6 to 2. He kind of comes on at around 2 o'clock. So if you're here in the afternoon, evenings, you'll see him, and he does all the cleaning up the rooms, the vacuuming, and everything else too in the evenings to make sure everything's ready to go the next morning. So Mr. Chris, of course, Miss Amber, our librarian. So she's that. You did. she's the one who's stuck a pose in our ones too. Of course, our facilitator, our for parent lab, our librarian extraordinaire, all kind of great things. Miss Amber's a great. I mean, we love having her here. The kids love having her. They always look for her. She's here Wednesday through Friday because we have to share with a couple other sites. So some other sites gonna get her, but we're lucky we get her for 3 days. I know the kids even ask for her every day, but they love it Wednesday through Friday because she's here. And all the library. If you have not been to our library yet, when it's all set up, every time I have visitors come on campus from the district or other schools, I always beeline them and make sure they see the library because it is just every comes in, they always come in and take pictures of it. It's the vibe in there is just so calming, peaceful. It's great. She spent a lot of great time on just the will-find details, things I would never think of. So library, great place, Miss Amber. Miss Gunter, you may not have seen her around. She's our regional instructional manager. So what she is, she's kind of like a SPED for special ed over the all ed region. So it's our school, Phoenix Secondary, Farber, DeWolf, Fulton. So she has several schools. So she comes every so often. She kind of sets up and shares an office with Miss Baker in the library. But when the SPED issue, a lot of the SPED legalities and things, she is tasked with handling that. She's not on campus a lot, but she comes every so often. We sometimes. Okay, next. And Miss Munoz, okay, our school psych over here, Miss Munoz. Yay, Miss Munoz. Okay, amazing school psych. She does here, and she does all the great work with our kids, meeting one-on-one with them, helping them when they're in distress, providing goals, groups, everything we need for that. She's been amazing. Miss Gyro, I didn't know this. I know. So Miss Gyros is a para. So we figured last year she started doing a long-term sub, and then she got hired. So Miss Gyros is a para in room 5 with the 4th graders. So if you see her, that's who she is. She has glasses, so it's different. And Miss Kwani is our plant coordinator. So she's our head custodian. She really makes sure that all the facilities are. She's making sure the grass gets mowed. She's making sure that all these things get done. Even though she coordinates with other departments to make sure they come, help the painting when we need repairs. She's on top of that. It's funny. Miss Lucatero is our newest para. They will be in room 3. So she'll be in room 3 with our 3rd graders, and she'll be working with Miss Carrasco. Her first day will be on the 4th of September. So next week will be her first day. She just recently been hired. We had a panel, Ms. Hernandez, me, Zach, Ms. Carrasco going to be with her. So we think she's going to be an amazing fit to our school, but she's going to be in room 3 with 3rd grade. And Ms. Vargas. And so Ms. Vargas, our school social worker, yes, doing everything we do here, and that. So making sure we have her. So of course, you guys all know Ms. Vargas. She does everything, a lot of everything, all the time. And of course, so she's there too on that. So we're glad that we have her. I don't even have the words that describes so much that she does. So anything else on that? Okay. We had some other pictures we were going to talk about, but this last year we had a really good year. This is our CAs and Mr. Montoya. They're sitting in a F-16 on top of the USS Midway on an aircraft carrier in the San Diego Bay. It was last year. We got, just so you remember, last year we were awarded and recognized by the state of California, the California Department of Education, as a model community day school. And so with that, we were able to attend a full dinner like celebration award ceremony, and it was held on the USS Midway in San Diego. This is kind of one of the pictures from that. That's us receiving getting our award there. Dr. Rocca, and here's our group that went. We were able to, it was really great with our district. We were able to take a group of people here. So we had Mr. Brown, Mr. Montoya. He's the head of all community and all ed schools for the state of California. Of course, myself and Zach, Miss Young, Miss Munoz, Miss Precious. Peeking out over here is Miss Amber. Is try to hide. Miss Kwani, a state person, our CAs in the back. So it was a really nice event, but it was a great recognition for Fresno, the city of Fresno, B, for the Fresno Unified School District, and C, also for our school and our students and our families. So it was really nice to represent all of us there. We were along the state. There's only 9 schools recognized for community school. We are one of the ones that are recognized now as a model school for the state of California. So it was a great honor. So we had a good thing like last year. Some of our wins from last year. I think that's it, right? Oh, we had some of those other pictures in. Some of the things we're doing like last year, we're going to still continue with our pinning ceremonies, some of our goals we have. We have some other pictures planned, but we'll probably send those out at our next one too to see. So our pinning ceremony, there's a little Chihuahua. William. I remember he had a little stuffed he has a little stuffed animal he carries all the time with him. We always remember the name of the duck, but we just forget his name.
It wasn't in the picture.
It wasn't in the picture. He's holding it down there. Mr. Darling, who was here with us too. And the other ones. We had some more pictures in there, but we didn't get them in yet. Oh, last year too. Some of the things we're going to kind of revisit. Just again too. So last year we started like really doubling down on clubs and activities and other things for our students. We were going to put up some more pictures. We kind of ran out of time. But one of the big things we had last year was fishing. This is Eric and Aaron right here. Eric's a natural fisherman. He went and just started like picking up every time he went. Even our CAs catch nothing. Eric always catches fish. He's like the fisherman. So great things are happening in the classrooms. This year, I know Mr. John's class, he brought in incubators. I was watching Eric come walking in with a box full of eggs, and John had some things. They're going to hatch eggs and chicks and chickens in there. So we have golf going on. We have a new pickleball court that we painted, 3 pickleball courts we painted on our blacktop over there. So we're having that going too. So a lot of activities, a lot of field trips, a lot of things that we're doing too. But this is just an example of one of the ones we have. Do
you want them?
You want more? There they are again, fishing in the lake. They used to practice early on before they went. They would go out if they got done with all their work. That whole class went out and they were practicing casting out in the field. So they got pretty good at it. Awesome. We had a local author who wrote some books about making money and stuff. He's right here, Ty Ellen Jackson. He's in the orange. He came and visited our site. Our students read his book and then they started businesses. So one of the businesses we had last year was our Rake and Bake. They pulled up, I think they over $1,000 they actually raised by selling cookies and doing some yard work and stuff. We also started a clothes and food pantry that we're going to continue going on to from some of the work from this book and like a lot of the community projects we're doing too. So we're also doing community projects, community service projects, and small kind of little businesses they have going on too. So those are some things. Is that it? That's it. We had more pictures. We'll probably next time we'll even show some other things. But we have a lot of things going on. We like to put things up. Oh, we usually have pictures there too of our things. But just kind of overview of like what we're doing, and where we're heading again. So last year we had a lot of big wins, a lot of things we enjoyed doing, a lot of things that the students like. Again, we're even moving forward with even more of that for this year too. So that's me. School site council, we're done. So
right. Yeah, I mean, we kind of touched on a lot of things that we covered. We'll continue coming in and hopefully starting off the meetings each week. There is an online version now for those of you that didn't get the memo. I know some of you have tried it. So we're trying to make it more inclusive for our parents and have equitable access so that everyone can participate even if they can't make it.
Oh, I didn't know what I was going to say. And one thing too, we're actually working on the dates right now, but we're also going to have, so one thing we noticed like last year in Parent Lab, sometimes people would come like, it was a great chance for parents to kind of talk and communicate and stuff too, but sometimes we had like some content we were trying to get to, and so it's hard to be able to both. So we're also going to establish this year a coffee hour. We're trying to figure out what's the date. Probably I'll talk with some of my parents and figure out a good day. So one day a week we'll have like a coffee hour where we can come in and it'll be really social, a little more of a light-hearted, it's kind of a loose kind of organization. So you're coming in and maybe it's like, hey, I have some things I want to talk about a lot, but I know the parent lab session, it was like really informative, but some things we want to talk about as parents or questions you want to do, or maybe you just want to like hang out with other parents and go, gosh, I'm having a rough week with my student. What about you? Yeah, I am too. And then we're like, yeah, we are too. But so we want to make sure that we're having that as well on that. So we're going to be starting that. I'll be kind of putting a little poll out to see what day and what time works best. But it'll be here. We'll have like donuts and coffee or some other kind of snacks or kind of things going on. And like I said, more of a social feel, but a great chance for everybody to kind of like really either decompress or just kind of like vent a little bit, or maybe you're venting about saying, you know what, Santos, I have some issues I have about how things are going here. Great. This is a great format to do that without taking away from the structured resources and presentations that we have in Parent Lab. So we can have that too. Like, I really do want to have another outlet for a lot of parents, because you guys, when I get in conversations with you guys have great things to say and great ideas and great input. And I want to keep that going, but I wanted to have it in a format we can do that better. So I'll be talking to some of you guys to figure out what's the best time to do that. And we'll be setting up that weekly coffee hour where you can come in and talk and we can ask questions, get information, make suggestions. It'll be great for me too, great learning for us to really get some of those ideas on how to keep improving forward on everything we're going to do.
So I think that wraps up pretty much what we have to present today. We thank you all for coming. We'll start calling for your kids and they can start their weekend a little early. Remember, Monday is a holiday, Labor Day, so there's no school on Monday. We will see you all Tuesday. All right? Tickets. I'm so sorry. That's a Miss Amber thing, not me.
Oh, Miss Amber.
There you go.
Must be present to win.